What's going on, my friends? My name is Joe, and welcome back for episode 23 of the Town Hall 12 free-to-play series. Now, one of the questions that you might have as a brand new Town Hall 12 after you upgrade your witch to level 5 is if the super witch is worth unlocking. Is she worth all that dark elixir? Is she worth using that time to train those armies, right? So today we're going to take a look at two different armies that you can form your own opinion behind the super witch and whether she's actually OP or not. As for myself, man, that troop is crazy, boys. Straight up crazy, and I believe that against a lot of these bases that have the multi-target Inferno towers, that troop is definitely worth using. Now, I must post a forewarning beforehand before we get into any attacks, is that if you are like me and you're upgrading your Dark Barracks, you might want to hold off on unlocking the Super Witch, because while a Dark Barracks is down for upgrade, it takes about 1 hour for a Super Witch army to train. So the first variation of the Super Witch army that we're going to look at today is going to be presented by your Uncle Bob. No, he is not my Uncle Bob, but he does use 4 Super Witches and 6 bat spells. Now, this attack was done out in global raids as an example for you guys. So I want to point out some details about this base real fast. We do have a center placed Town Hall, center placed Eagle Artillery, and 1, 2, 3 single target Inferno towers. Now, one thing about this army is that it's really easy to put into action, and he's going to start out by dropping 2 super witches on the left corner with 2 healers, 2 super witches on the northern corner or the upper point of the village with 2 healers. Now, one thing that you need to understand about the super witches is that they have a lot of housing space. So you're going to notice that the Eagle Artillery has been activated, and this is something that happens every single time when you drop 4 super witches. You cannot avoid this. It is going to happen regardless. So this is going to work for a few seconds. You're going to notice that Big Boy, his job is to block for the super witches and clear out various buildings before the rest of the army is placed. He's going to follow that up with the Ice Golem, the Barbarian King, the Wall Wrecker, Archer Queen, Grand Warden, and about 4 regular witches. And he's going to use these troops to direct into the center of the village while the super witches clear the exterior of the base. And minus this situation on the left side, you're going to notice that the super witches stay and follow the Wall Wrecker in. He's going to use the Grand Warden's ability to protect the Wall Wrecker as it opens up the center compartment for the Yetis to get in on the Town Hall. There it was an Electro Dragon on defense, and it will die very easily because there's an Archer Queen in this combination. So the Town Hall is going to go down, and you're going to notice that everything is in the center of the village at this point. They're going to take out the Eagle Artillery, and then he's going to flank in bats from the left side of the base using freeze spells to shut down the wizard towers. This is very similar to a Peekaboo Bat or an Icy 5, where the bats will sweep through the back side of the village, taking on all the defenses on the other side, while the troops in the center clear out the Town Hall and the Eagle Artillery. So those bats are going to work in. He's going to freeze the wizard tower once. He's going to allow them to take out the wizard tower, move into the next expo. He's going to freeze the next wizard tower. On the opposite side of the village, you're going to notice that there is still a super witch working, and she's taking out defenses on the other side. Once the wizard towers are gone, the bats will reign supreme, and the only thing that you have to really worry about here is the bats dying. When the bats die, they will, the rest of the army kind of falls apart. Now, the super witch herself is strong enough to take down additional buildings, and a lot of times it will result in a 3-star regardless, but you need to be aware that you might lose your bats. There's the army right there. Let's get into our next attack. Alright, so that was variation 1 of a Super Witch army that included the bat spells. I love the bat spells, but not everybody is into or understands how to use the bat spells. So we're going to take a look at a more direct approach. Now, for those of you that do not watch me regularly, we are working or preparing for a family war. We like to prep up a little bit before the clan war leagues because we are in Masters League, and we want to make sure that we knock off the farming rust before we go into war. You know how it goes down. If you're working on your hero upgrades. Lots and lots of farming, and then you go into clan war and everything tends to get a little sloppy, right? So that's what we're doing over here today. We are doing some friendly challenges. Now, Bone Crusher is going to take down my village with this other variation of a Super Witch army that some of you guys out there might be familiar with, the 4 Super Witches. There is a Siege Barracks, and I believe that there's Hog Riders in the Siege Barracks, and then the rest of the spell composition does not have the bat spells. We have 2 Rages, 2 Jumps, 2 Freeze, 1 Poison, and 1 Heal spell. So this is a very direct approach instead of using the bats on the back side. So it's going to start out in a very similar manner with 2 Super Witches on the left side of the village, 2 Super Witches in the upper corner of the village, and he is targeting the Town Hall as well as the Eagle Artillery. Remember, the Eagle Artillery is going to activate because of the housing space of the Super Witch. Next, we're going to see the Barbarian King, the Archer Queen, the Siege Barracks, the Witches, and a Super Wall Breaker used to open up the compartment to the Town Hall. Inside of that Siege Barracks, I believe there was Hog Riders, so we're really heavily focused on the support of the heroes. The King leads directly into the Town Hall. Inside of the Clan Castle, there is a Headhunter, Balloons, and the Super Minions. So we're going to see a Poison spell and a Freeze spell dropped on them, a Jump spell tying this compartment to the center of the village, and it looks like the King and the Queen are leading the way. On the outer flank, or the left side, we got Hog Riders moving through, and there's going to be another Jump spell placed for the Witches, the Skellies, and the Wizards that are in the center of the base. The King leads the way, finding the traps, looking for the giant bombs, and you'll also see that on the outsides of the village, we still have Super Witches working and clearing buildings. Now, it looks like the Hog Riders have died out in this attack, but the King and the Queen are strong enough to continue to proceed and take down additional defenses while the Super Witches clear and the big boys take out outer perimeter buildings like they're doing right here. So again, this is a very direct approach. It's actually preferred by a lot of competitive players over the bat spell version, but again, it's all really up to your initial perspective, what you're skilled at, what you like using, and as you can see, the Super Witches are just strong enough to take down the rest of the village themselves. They don't even need the heroes anymore. The heroes have died off, the King is dead, the Queen is dead, and all we have left is the very overpowered Super Witch. So I do believe that that was enough examples for you to kind of form your own opinion behind whether you feel like it's worth unlocking or not. The Super Witch is very powerful, but I do understand that it's not for everybody because Dark Elixir is a little precious, guys. That's a very expensive army. And then also you got to think about your hero upgrades. You do need heroes for that army. You really do. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that the Super Witches can take down bases without any hero support or Grand Wardens or anything like that. You need to be aware that you need to have them, and if you're doing a bunch of hero upgrades like we've been doing, you might not want to unlock the Super Witch. It's just something to be aware of. Now, speaking of hero upgrades, for those of you that do watch my channel regularly, you'll notice that the Archer Queen and the Grand Warden are back a little bit earlier than they should be at 7 days. If you paid attention a few videos ago, we showed you that we had a few extra medals from our last Clan War Leagues, and I was going to save them up for another Hammer of Fighting, but unfortunately I needed to grab a few builder potions because of this family war. I wanted to make sure that I had my heroes available for that. And then one more thing, mentioning the fact that yesterday I did upgrade my Grand Warden one more level because of the additional Book of Heroes that's in the season pass. So we did use that Book of Heroes on the Grand Warden to take him to level 26, and the reason why I selected the Grand Warden over the Archer Queen is because he goes all the way to level 40 at Town Hall 12, and the Queen is already at level 58, so we're very close to having her maxed out in about 7 levels. So just something to take into consideration. It was my choice to do that, and I thought that it might have been a really good choice to go ahead and get some levels on the Grand Warden because he does play a major role in a lot of these attacks and keeping those troops alive after the use of his Eternal Tome ability. So anyways, that's going to wrap us up for today, and if you enjoyed the content, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you have not done so already, and if you like watching us quite regularly, turn on those notifications. If you need any additional video support or you would like to see the very beginning of the Town Hall 12 free-to-play series, click one of those links over there, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Take care.